Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to Finance Current Affairs session. In today's session, we are going to discuss two very important news articles of finance. The first news article is regarding the Memorandum of Understanding, the MoU that has been signed between the Reserve Bank of India and the Central Bank of UAE. So this is a very important MoU. Why it has been signed, how it is going to benefit India, all of this we are going to discuss in today's session. And the next news article is regarding the IREDA that has got the IFC status from the Reserve Bank of India. So what is this status and how the IREDA is going to benefit from this status? Why the RBI has provided this status to the IREDA? All of this we are going to discuss in today's session. And let me tell you that this news article was covered in PIB. This news was covered in many important newspapers. So you can understand that both these news articles are very important from the exam perspective, and direct questions can be in the examination from these important news articles. Now, before starting with these news articles, before understanding them completely, there is the big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guide for RBI, NABARD and SEBI, so that through a single guidebook, you can get all your common queries answered. If you want to know about the examination, that what is the pattern for the examination, what is the syllabus for the examination, what are the previous year cutoff for the examination, all these common queries can be answered through a single guidebook. You do not have to visit different links, you do not have to visit different websites. Even if you want to know about the preparation, that what should be the sources, what should be the strategy for the preparation, you do not have to visit different websites to get your answers. Here you will get the definitive answers of all your common queries, and this is made absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download these guidebooks. The links are provided in the description box below, so do download these guidebooks. Now coming to our first news article, that is the RBI and the Central Bank of UAE has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MoU in Abu Dhabi. So remember this. And why it has been signed? Why the MoU has been signed? To enhance the cooperation between the two central banks. Okay, so that the RBI and the Central Bank of UAE can come together and they can jointly work on the fintech, jointly work on the financial technology. So to jointly enable the innovation in financial product and services. So that's why the MoU has been signed. So you can understand that the Reserve Bank of India has been continuously working towards the innovation in the financial segment, towards the bringing the innovation in the financial products and services. And now the RBI has signed a MoU with the Central Bank of UAE also, so that this can be, the innovation can be enhanced in much greater way. As well as under the MoU, the two central banks will collaborate on various emerging areas of financial technology. So the main focus is on the financial technology. In that also, especially the focus is going to be on the central bank digital currency, because in India the e-rupee that was introduced by the Reserve Bank of India. So the concept note on the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, was released in around October 2022. Okay, and then the first pilot, the wholesale segment pilot of the CBDC was launched on 1st November 2022, and then the CBDC for the retail segment, that pilot was launched in 1 December 2022. So the CBDC, or we can say the e-rupee, is quite a new concept in India. Okay, the RBI is continuously working to make the central bank digital currency close or equal to the cash that is provided in the country. So there is much development, much area for development that is present in the CBDC. Especially the interoperability has to be seen, to explore the interoperability between the CBDC of the Central Bank of UAE and the RBI. So this has already been discussed that the RBI wants the CBDC to be able to used for the international transactions, for the cross-border payments. So the RBI and the Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates, they both are going to use their CBDCs. Okay, so the Central Bank of UAE also has a CBDC, and the RBI has e-rupee, that is RBI has the CBDC also. So now they are going to use the CBDC for the transactions, for the cross-border transactions, so that they can see that how interoperable the two CBDCs are of the countries. So this is the major area of the focus for this MoU, to work on the CBDC, to make it better, to enhance it, as well as to see the areas for its development. Okay, so that's what is the idea. Now the Central Bank UAE and the RBI will jointly conduct proof of concept. Proof of concept means it is a demonstration of a product in which work is focused on determining whether an idea can be turned into a reality. So they want to see that the CBDCs of two different countries, the digital currency of two different countries, can they become interoperable? Can we use the e-rupee to buy the product of the other country and vice versa? So can the CBDC be used for the cross-border transactions? Can it become a reality? So for that, the MoU has been signed and they are going to conduct the proof of concept, and for that the pilot of bilateral CBDC bridge to facilitate cross-border CBDC transactions of remittances and trade is going to happen. So what is going to happen? A pilot will be launched, like the pilot was launched. The pilot survey was launched for the wholesale segment CBDC on 1 November and the pilot for the retail segment CBDC was launched on 1 December 2022. Similarly, the pilot for the bilateral CBDC bridge to facilitate the cross-border transactions is going to happen, so that we can see that the digital currency can be used for the cross-border transactions, for the cross-border payments of the remittances and the trade. Especially the remittances from the UAE comes a lot into our country, and if the remittances can come through the digital currency, you can see how easy it will become. So the benefit will be the bilateral engagement of the testing of the cross-border use case of CBDC is expected to reduce the cost. So the cost, digital currency can directly come into our country rather than sending the physical currency. Increase efficiency of the cross-border transactions easily. You have got your product, you can directly send the money through the digital, through the wallets, through the digital money. And further, the economic ties between the two countries will be strengthened. Now the central bank of two countries are coming together. Okay, they are going to work together, as well as they are going to share the knowledge. So the MoU also provides for the technical collaboration and knowledge sharing on matters related to fintech, financial technology and financial products and services. So I hope you have understood this very clearly. Especially the MoU is going to focus on the CBDC, that is the interoperability of the CBDC of the UAE and the CBDC of India, that is the e-rupee. As well as the CBDC, the major focus is on the cross-border transactions, the interoperability. Okay, so I hope you have understood the news article, why the MoU has been signed to collaborate on the fintech section, on the financial technology section, especially on the CBDC. Okay. Now coming to the, I hope you have already seen this video. That is, here we have discussed everything about the CBDC, everything about e-rupee, the background, what is CBDC, the motivation of RBI behind bringing this kind of CBDC, the types of CBDC, the forms of CBDC, model for issuance and management, instrument design. So I'm not going to discuss all of this again. It will be a waste of time because we have already discussed all of this in length. So in the concept note that was released by the Reserve Bank of India in around October 2022, so all of this was discussed at that time, and there is already a video that has been provided with all the information regarding the CBDC. We have discussed about the wholesale segment CBDC. The pilot was launched for that on 1 November 2022, and we have discussed about that also. In that time only, the RBI has said that we will bring a future pilot. We will bring the future pilot for the cross-border payments, for the cross-border transaction also. And you can see that the RBI has stood on its promise with the MoU between the Central Bank of UAE and the Reserve Bank of India. They are going to test this cross-border payments through the central bank digital currency, through the e-rupee, we can say. The first pilot for the digital rupee for the CBDC of the retail segment, this was launched, the pilot was launched on 1 December, which we have again, which I have made a video which we have discussed. So everything regarding the CBDC that has happened till now, we have discussed in length. I hope you have seen these videos. Any confusion you have, you can go and see these videos. Okay. Now coming to our second news article, that is the IREDA has got the infrastructure finance company status from RBI. So first of all, IREDA is the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. So this is the agency under the Ministry of New and Renewable that is working continuously towards the renewable energy, towards the development of the renewable energy. So the RBI has granted an infrastructure finance company status to the IREDA, the full form of the company. Remember this. This is the agency under the ministry also, I have told you. It was earlier classified as investment and credit company. Now it has become the IFC. So why the status of the IFC has been provided to the IREDA. So IREDA has been promoting, developing and financing new and renewable sources of energy with the motto Energy Forever. Energy Forever is the motto of this agency, IREDA. Since 1987, it has been promoting renewable energy, new and renewable sources of energy. It finances all renewable energy technologies and value chains such as solar, wind, hydro, bioenergy, new and emerging technologies. So it has been continuously focusing on the renewable energy because the name of the agency itself is for the renewable energy development. It has been continuously working for the renewable energy. It was continuously providing the finance for the infrastructure development for the renewable energy. So the grant of IFC status is a recognition of IREDA's 36 years of infrastructure financing. So the IREDA has been continuously providing the funds for the infrastructure development for the renewable energy. Okay, because to generate the solar power, you need the setup for that. Okay, for generating the wind power, you need the turbines and all, you need the complete setup. So the infrastructure has to be developed for the development of the renewable energy. So here IREDA has been working for 36 years to provide the infrastructure financing, to provide the finances for the infrastructure development and development with focused development of renewable energy. So you can understand that this is why the IREDA has been provided with the infrastructure finance company status, because it has been financing the infrastructure for such a long time for the renewable energy. And the IFC status to allow. Now in the PIB this was given, that the IFC status to allow IREDA to take higher exposure to renewable energy financing through and raise funds at competitive rates. So now after the IFC status that has been provided to the IREDA, it is going to raise funds at competitive rates, at lower rates, and through that it is going to finance more renewable energy into our country. So the IFC status will help the company to access wider investor base for fund mobilization. Easier fund mobilization will happen, resulting in competitive rates for fundraising. Now the company, the IREDA, will be able to raise the funds easily and at a competitive rate. The recognition of IREDA as an IFC will increase the investors' confidence, enhance the brand value, and generate positive outlook in the market that this company is working very well. Okay, the status update has happened for this company. So investor trust will grow on this company. This IREDA will be able to generate the funds, will be able to collect the funds at competitive rates, and will be able to provide more finance for the infrastructure development for the renewable energy. So you can understand that the RBI is promoting this company so that the company can work better in the renewable energy field, as well as today's time we need the renewable energy. Okay, with the IFC status, IREDA will be able to take higher exposure, higher credit it will be able to give for the renewable energy, higher RE financing, renewable energy financing, the IREDA will be able to do. Okay, with IFC status, IREDA will keep contributing towards Government of India's target of 500 gigawatt installed capacity of non-fossil fuels by 2030. So you can understand that the IREDA will keep contributing for the renewable energy. It is going to help Government of India to meet the target for the renewable energy. So for the good work that the IREDA is doing, for the work that the IREDA is doing for the renewable energy, for the infrastructure development, the RBI has provided the status of the IFC to the IREDA. Now this is the first question. I hope you have understood both the news articles. Both were very easy, but direct questions can come from these news articles. Okay, so this is the first news article. This is the first question. I hope you will easily be able to answer this. And this is the second question. Again, you have to tell that which has provided the status of IFC to IREDA. Now here you can get confused because the IREDA is under a ministry. It is under Government of India, and SEBI is also involved with the infrastructure finance companies. So you can get confused among the agencies, among the institutions. So here is the question. I hope now, as you have understood the news article, easily you will be able to give the right answer. So thank you very much. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session, and if you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much, everyone.